We live in a remarkable age. At your fingertips, you hold a device that contains more information than all the libraries of antiquity combined. You can summon facts, watch videos from across the globe, and connect with minds on distant continents in an instant. This vast, expanding universe of data is a monumental achievement for our species. It represents a democratization of knowledge that our ancestors could only dream of. Yet, this incredible power comes with a profound new challenge. The very same channels that deliver groundbreaking scientific discoveries and beautiful works of art can also deliver falsehoods, half-truths, and carefully crafted deceptions. This digital cosmos is not a neutral, passive library. It is an active, dynamic ecosystem teeming with algorithms designed to capture your attention. For much of history, information was a scarce commodity. It was handed down from authorities, teachers, books, leaders. The role of the average person was to receive it, to be a passive passenger on a journey directed by others. You read the textbook, you listened to the lecture, you accepted the facts presented. That model is now hopelessly obsolete. In our current information-saturated environment, you cannot afford to be a mere passenger. You must seize the controls and become an active navigator of your own understanding. An investigator doesn't just accept a headline at face value. Who wrote this? Why did they write it? Where did they get their information? A consumer sees a shocking statistic and shares it immediately. An investigator pauses and asks, what is the source of this statistic? It's the difference between looking at a picture of a planet and actually pointing your telescope at it to see it for yourself. It's the simple, powerful act of asking why. How do we know that? Embracing this role is empowering. It frees you from being manipulated by unseen algorithms and hidden agendas. To help you on your investigative journey, it's useful to have a framework, a mental checklist to run through when you encounter new information. Think of it as a pre-flight check for your mind before you accept a new idea. Let's call it the critic framework. The first step is C for claim. What is the actual claim being made here? You must first identify the core assertion and state it clearly. Next up is R for role of the source. Who is telling me this and what is their motivation? Are they a scientist publishing in a peer-reviewed journal? Or are they an anonymous account on social media, a company trying to sell you something, or a political group trying to win your vote? I is for I look for evidence. What proof is offered to support the claim? Data from controlled experiments, verifiable facts, citations from multiple, independent, and reliable sources. The second T is for test the evidence. If the source cites a study, can you find that study? Does it say what the source claims it says? I for ignore biases. What are my own biases on this topic? Do I want this claim to be true or false? After weighing the claim, the source, the evidence, and your own biases, you can finally conclude. Your conclusion should be tentative, based on the weight of the evidence you have found. CRITIC. Claim, role, evidence, test, ignore biases, conclude. Critical thinking is not a passive trait. It is an active skill that you build. Like strengthening a muscle, it requires consistent practice and deliberate exercise. You can't expect to develop strong analytical skills by reading a single essay any more than you can expect to develop strong biceps by reading a fitness magazine. You must integrate specific habits and exercises into your daily routine. One of the most powerful exercises is to actively play the devil's advocate. Take an idea you hold to be true and genuinely try to argue against it. Search for the strongest counterarguments and the most compelling evidence that contradicts your view. Another essential daily workout is the habit of fact-checking before you share. Before you hit that share button, take 2 minutes to do a quick search. Who else is reporting this? Does the story come from a reputable source? Is the image being used in its original context? You should also make a conscious effort to follow a balanced information diet. Follow experts, not influencers. Follow people you disagree with. Finally, practice the art of the slowdown. Misinformation thrives on urgency and high emotion. Your best defense is to deliberately slow down. When you feel a strong emotional reaction to a piece of content, take a deep breath. Step away from the screen for a few minutes. Allow the initial emotional wave to pass. This creates the mental space you need for your rational, critical mind to engage. In the cosmos of information, one of the most common and dangerous celestial phenomena is the echo chamber. An echo chamber is a closed system where your own beliefs are amplified and reinforced. Dissenting opinions are filtered out. These algorithms notice your preferences and create a feedback loop. You end up in a comfortable, isolated nebula of confirmation. To escape this pull, first recognize it. Introduce diversity into your information stream. Follow or subscribe to reputable sources that present different perspectives. Engage with well-reasoned arguments from other starting points. Look for a public commitment to journalistic standards and ethics. They issue corrections when wrong. Their articles have named authors. They cite sources you can check. Distinguish straight news reporting from opinion or editorial content. Practice intellectual humility. Recognize your fallibility. Ask, what if I'm wrong? Ask, what would it take to change my mind? These questions keep your mind open and dissolve the echo chamber nebula. Throughout history, humanity's greatest leaps in understanding have been driven by individuals who embodied the principles of critical thinking. These are the explorers who dared to question the consensus, demand evidence, and follow that evidence wherever it led. Consider the work of Carl Sagan. He was a master communicator of the scientific method. He famously provided a baloney detection kit. We can also learn from Christopher Hitchens, a fierce advocate for reason and a relentless debater. He insisted on clarity of language, on evidence, and on exposing logical fallacies. Critical thinking isn't just private, it's also public and conversational. Engage with others. Test your ideas against theirs. Hone your arguments in the crucible of debate. First, maintain an insatiable curiosity. Second, arm yourself with skepticism, not denial, but inquiry. Third, have the courage to stand against the tide when evidence demands it, and the humility to change your mind when it does. These are principles for navigating the 21st century with integrity and clarity. We have journeyed through the challenges of the information age, from the invisible influence of algorithms to the comfortable confines of our own echo chambers. We have assembled a mental toolkit, the critic framework, and explored daily exercises. As you move forward, embrace 3 core habits. Stay curious, stay humble, stay engaged. Question everything, including what you learn from trusted sources and even from me. True knowledge is earned through active inquiry. Let your curiosity be the engine that propels you forward, pushing you to explore beyond the headlines and dive deeper. Be prepared to be wrong. Celebrate being wrong. It's learning. You have shed a misconception and are now closer to the truth. By thinking critically, you protect yourself and contribute to a healthier, more truthful society. You are holding up your own candle in the dark. Your journey as a critical thinker is a vital, rewarding adventure. The quest for what is true is noble. Embrace it with courage, with curiosity, and with an open heart.